Scotch. It's all my job seems to consist of these days. Used to be full of excitement, intellectual even. Now with what these cops can do these days, the life of a private detective is a poor one. A cop gets the badge and photo in the paper while people like me are left with a small wage in the rain. I used to be on the force. I solved 25 cases and fully closed them with a trial in the 4 years of being a homicide detective. 4 years. I was on the force for 6. I was the best at what I did. Then Marie was taken from me. I stopped going to church, stopped looking at clues and asking questions. I kept my mouth shut and before long found a new lover. Scotch. There's nothing to be happy about where I come from. Never has been. Some call this the city of angels. Should be called the city of sin.
Hello?
Nick?
Tim, what is it? It's 6 in the morning.
We got something, Nick. We actually got something.
Is it worth it?
Parents caught in the homicide of their daughter. It's a mess, Nick. She's a pretty thing.
Mm-hmm.
Cops ain't got no leads, though, so I think this is your bag.
Word.
Small apartment on Francis Avenue. Nick?
I'll take a look.
Nick, glad you could come. She's still here.
Just doing my job, Chuck.
So even when you're not on the force, you still don't show any emotion, huh?
Looks like I'm used to get regular work.
Nick, nobody expected what happened to happen.
Got work to do.
Okay, girl, 19, severely beaten or being shot in the chest. At least that's what Dr. Carruthers says. Seems to be signs of a struggle. The room's a wreck. No sexual contact, but it looks like somebody's made it look like there was meant to be. Possible burglary, but we don't know if anything's been taken. We're waiting on the return call.
A girl is severely beaten and then shot in the chest, and the best you guys can come up with is a possible burglary.
Nick,
Some things never change. I'm going for a cigarette. Make sure you guys are not here by the time I get back.
Cops. They never change the way they do things. Justice isn't something you find in a police department. Then again, around here, there's no justice at all.
Are you the parent?
Yes.
I'm Nick Bradford, the investigator. You spoke to my associate Lawrence on the telephone, I believe.
No, Richard Thompson.
I need to ask you a few questions, if that's okay. I'll do my best to find what I can. Do you know anyone who may have a grudge against your daughter?
Sarah, no. She was a kind girl who never caused anybody any harm or anger.
Was she in a relationship at all?
No, she was single.
Were you too close?
Yes, married.
One final question. Take as much time as you need. Do you know anyone who may be sexually attracted or infatuated to your daughter?
No. No, she was beautiful. How could anybody... No.
I'm sorry, sir. Like I say, I'll do what I can. And, sir, I'm sorry for your loss.
Every time I have to say that, I'm sorry. But am I? No. I never am. And why should I be? I'm still alive. After a while, the feeling of sympathy drowns away. Office workers go to their typewriters day in, day out, and these rotting carcasses are my typewriters. That's right. I disgust people. I don't give a damn about the girl in there, and I never will. I'm just the guy who points the finger. It's a counselor's job to care. Now that those guys have cleared out, I can be left in peace. I can work. I hate this job. Why do I have to wallow in more death? I served my country and did my duty for 2 years and saw many friends die. Now as a job, I have to look death all the time. It's times like these I just wish I'd chosen a different job. This girl sure liked to keep her room dark. Papers on her table. No, diary entries. Not important. It's a shame girls like this have to go. Like her dad said, she is very beautiful. It's always more sad when they look like the girl you wish you could get in a bar. She is one fly-looking dame. Stupid cops. There's a shelf here and they don't even think to check. It's worth keeping, but I'll look at it later. I need a drink.
Catch you later, hot chick. Whiskey, double, no ice. Well, my old friend, seems to be the only thing I've got left. I'm afraid my golden girl, it can't last.
Excuse me, sir.
Wait a minute. Ma'am, you wouldn't by any chance be relating to Sarah Thompson, would you?
Yes, I'm her sister.
My name is Nick Bradford. I'm a private investigator investigating your sister's death. I take it you two were twins.
Yes, we are. She was a wonderful girl. We hadn't spoken in a while. I just wish I could have said goodbye.
I was hoping I could ask you a few questions, maybe after you finish work?
Of course. I finish in 2 hours.
Thank you.
Now that is something. It's always a good thing when a victim who you wish you'd had has a twin. She has one hell of a body. Guess the sun's shining on me for once. Lawrence was right. This is one hell of a case.
What can I do to help, Detective?
Oh, well, Miss Thompson.
Carla, please. Call me Carla.
Carla. Oh, when was the last time you spoke to your sister?
It must have been 4 months ago. Maybe even as far back as Christmas. Oh, God.
Please, Carla, try to be strong.
Okay.
Do you know if anyone would have any reason to want to harm your sister at all?
No. No one at all. Sarah was the nicest person you could ever wish to meet. She volunteered at the shelter and gave to charities. No one would ever bear a grudge on her.
Thanks, Carla. This really helps. This really helps. Do you know if anyone else would be willing to help with the case? Any other family members at all?
Only my boyfriend, Tommy. Careful, though. He can be a bit of a hothead. But I'm sure he'll be willing to help. He lives off of North Orange Grove.
Thanks, Carla. I'll be in touch.
Thank you. Mr. Bradford?
Nick, please.
Thank you, Nick. For everything.
Home. I need to go home. I hate this city. There's got to be something here. There has to be something to go on. Shirtcake. I'm writing this letter out of love for the time we've spent together. Don't get me wrong, doll. It was unbelievable. But I still stand by we just can't do this anymore. I'm engaged to her, and that just complicates things. Look,
you're a beautiful girl, and I know good things will come your way, especially with your family so close around you. Think about how she would feel if she found out about us. It would tear her apart and away from you. And that's the last thing that I would want, and I think you feel the same. That's why I think it's time to call it a day. It was fun while it lasted. Tommy.
That is not what I thought I'd find. Not at all. That was a gold mine on paper. That's all I need for this case. Now all I need is to talk to this Tommy and hope that Chuck gets there in time.
Excuse me, Mr. O'Connell.
Who are you?
My name is Nick Bradford, a PI. I'm investigating the murder of Sarah Thompson. I need to ask you a few questions.
Well, she's Carla's sister. I never knew her.
Did you know where she lived?
No.
That's a lie, Tommy, because Carla said you did.
Alright, I knew where she lived. Doesn't mean I knew her. I don't know what you were trying to say.
I'm saying I think you murdered Sarah Thompson.
Is this some form of practical joke? Because you're really starting to piss me off, and this ain't funny.
You fooled around with her while you were with her sister. She threatened to tell. So you went to her own apartment and murdered her.
You don't know that.
This letter says otherwise!
How did you get that?
It was by her bed. By the bed of the girl you murdered!
I think it's time you left now, Mr. Bradford. You've caused enough trouble as it is.
Good job you called. So,
Thanks.
what have you got on this son of a bitch? What's this letter all about? My boys found signs of a struggle. An angry, written letter, all practically illegible, all scribbled up. This thing matches up. We all go home. That's it. Well, you never disappoint, Nick. What do you need?
tomorrow. I need you and your guys here. 11:30. I'll have them for you.
We'll be there. Any other requests?
Hide the car. You'll know something's up. Pleasure.
I hope you're right about this, Nick.
I am. I never make mistakes. Mistakes are for cops, not me. Carla? Mr. Thompson? This is Detective Daniels from Homicide.
Pleasure.
Now, as I told you over the phone, I've got some incriminating evidence, as does Detective Daniels here, about Mr. O'Connell, who's inside. Now, what I'm about to...
What's going on? What lie did you tell them?
Carla, Mr. Thompson, I'm sorry to have to tell you this. Mr. O'Connell, you had a long-standing sexual affair with Sarah Thompson. This letter proves this.
He's lying, babe. He's...
Don't touch me.
You were with Carla, and you decided enough was enough and decided to break it off, but she loved you and threatened to tell her about it. So you write her this sickly sweet blackmail letter and threatened to tell her family and make it look like she did it. Threaten her with family breakup, something you knew would upset her.
Okay, fine! So I had an affair, but I did not kill Sarah.
You then started to get worried, so you wrote her another letter that Chuck's men picked up here. An angry letter. And when she didn't listen to that, enough was enough. You went around her house, broke in while she was asleep, beat her while she was in bed. I've then been told by the detective's men here, you then took a revolver and shot her in the chest once, killing her instantly.
God damn it! I didn't even write any other letter! I never killed!
Just go. Just get away from all of us.
Ah! Okay, that's enough. Thomas O'Connell, I'm arresting you for the murder of Sarah Thompson.
What?
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you do say will be taken down as evidence against you. You do have the right to an attorney.
Yeah, I didn't even kill Sarah! God!
Mr. Bradford, you receive your check in the mail. Thank you.
What are you doing? Please. No.
Finally a paycheck. That's supposed to work for a detective after all.
They call this the City of Angels, but, as I said, it'll always be the City of Sin.